Hey guys, what's up? Murderer Birds here, and I'm bringing you guys Kuroko No Basket, episode 34, my review. And I feel like this entire episode up until now was about polar opposites. You got the Dai Chi High School, you got these scummy team, they play really dirty, they hurt people, and, they use blind fouls to their advantage in a negative and terrible way. And you have the Team Seirin, who is, everything that basketball is about. They're the spirit of basketball in a way. They play for fun, they play to win, and they don't stoop down to the level of others. And I felt that's what it was pretty much. It was like it was the battle between good and evil for this episode. Personally, that's what I took from it, and even more so, just getting into like the intricacies of the Dai Chi High School, how they function, how they organize, how they work. You got Makoto, the bad boy, who is pretty much the ringleader of the group. And they play basketball like in a very terrible way, and I was getting so pissed off, I was getting so frustrated, like, you guys are really doing some really shady shit. The fact that you guys, I almost feel like they have to do that to win. They feel like they need to slowly but surely break their opponent's will and make them feel like nothing. To the point where it's like, hey, stay out of our way and there'll be no problems. We won't have to hurt you. And if it comes to that, that's your fault. You pay your own bill. You pay your own medical bills or whatever. But, this episode was really frustrating for me because it's like, I even felt at times like the referee has to be in on this. He has to be getting paid or something. There's no way that you're going to have an official ref and he doesn't see some dude getting, has bruises all over his body, and throughout the whole game he's like, oh, I wonder how those happened or whatever. I was like, dude, Kiyoshi's covered from head to toe in bruises. You got Kagami, who has a few bruises on him too, and it's like, how do you not see that? And they have a track record too. Every team that they verse has been injuries, and that should be a red flag. Should go up right away and be like, hey, we should keep an extra eye out. Maybe have a few extra referees looking in on this game. But that was the main frustration for me. But the whole concept of the episode was the reunion between Kiyoshi and the Dai Chi High, as well as Hyuga, from the past two filler flashback episodes that we got leading up to now. Kiyoshi, this is his last chance at redemption. He doesn't have the strength in him. His foot's really messed up. He's already weakened out, and he just wants to get a moment of redemption and payback and the sort of proving to this team that he can win. He is the Ironheart, and he expresses that so much in this episode. The fact that he puts himself on the line, his life on the line, his health and security on the line for his teammates. He'd rather him get battered and bruised than have his teammates suffer. He is their shield. He is their Ironheart. And I felt that was the ultimate epitome of that title that he has. He goes above and beyond for his friends. He protects them before he protects himself. And that's what I mainly took from this episode. Throughout the entire episode, too, you got Hyuga, who's in disarray. He's missing a lot of his shots. And it's just, he's got to get his mind right, honestly. He's a little bit too enamored, too excited with the fact that, this team is pulling a lot of, cheap shots. And it's going to be tough. It is going to be tough coming back from it. But I feel that, with a cool head, Kiyoshi still has an unbroken resolve to deal with these things. He's going up 4-on-1. He's getting battered and bruised, but he's still getting that rebound and he's still yamming on dudes. So Kiyoshi just needs to keep that up, and maybe that'll also motivate Hyuga to get to cool down and let out all of his anger and just focus on trying to win in a fair way, like Team Seirin does. I like the starting of the episode too. How like they drag out Mine and like they put out this magazine for him, and then they trap him, and then they bring him to the game to watch. And I liked his reaction. I liked the reaction of all these teams seeing Kuroko, seeing his drive ability and action. That definitely got my blood pumping to see hey, how is he going to react to this, and how is he going to retaliate, and how is he going to prepare for future events? Because obviously, I mean, if they win this match, they're going to be in the Winter Cup. Seirin's going to go up against Almine's team, going to go up Kisei, Midori, and the rest of the Generation of Miracles. So I really am looking forward to that. Kuroko, showing off his vanishing drive, which is so freaking sexy to watch. I mean, other than that, the episode was really good. I mean, it's a very good startup to see where Team Seirin's going from here in terms of how they're going to come back from, the brutality of the Dai Chi High, and how, they're playing really rugged and really, dishonestly, and I don't really like that. But let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. How you guys felt about the episode, the characters, anything like that. Build up for the next episode. Also, if you guys enjoyed this review, please be sure to let me know by thumbing up the video and subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. I'd greatly appreciate that, guys. But that's all I got for you guys for this review. I love this episode again. It was pretty awesome. But that's all I got, guys. So I'll catch you guys next week for episode 35. Take care. Peace.